She was an extraordinary dancer who was even featured on Access Hollywood for her moves. But tonight, following her shooting death, her family tells me they are just consumed with grief.
Her mom says she has lost her best friend.
She just had big dreams. That was my heart. Anybody can tell you, oh, we were like twins.
Janiah Grimes was so much more than just another name. She was a beacon of light in the lives of everyone who knew her. At just 21 years old, she had already touched countless hearts as a devoted daughter, a loving mother, a cherished cousin, and a loyal friend. Janiah was the kind of person whose presence could brighten any room, whose energy left a lasting impact. A proud graduate of Mays High School in Atlanta, she was pursuing her dreams with determination and grace as a junior at Alabama State University, majoring in criminal justice. She had her sights set on graduating in August 2025 with the goal of becoming a lawyer. But Janiah wasn't only academically driven, she was also a gifted and passionate dancer, known by the names Strawberry and Purple Doll on Alabama State's renowned Honeybees dance team. Her talent was undeniable. One of her dance videos even went viral, gaining national attention after being featured on Access Hollywood. She often said she'd be famous one day, and everyone who knew her believed it. She was a superstar in every sense of the word. The viral video was also followed up with following post. Good morning, everyone. This young lady needs our help ASAP. Everyone loves her from going viral with this video. Her college payment is due today, and she has to make a payment of $2,800. If she doesn't get this payment in today, she will not be able to attend Alabama State, where she is on the dance team, the Honeybees. We say we are for the youth. Now let's show and prove. If everyone on my page can cash app her $5 to $10, we can make it happen. Let's go. In 2024, she embraced a new role as a mother, giving birth to her beloved son. Though only 9 months old, he was her entire world. She returned to school determined to finish what she started, not just for herself, but for him. As the youngest in her family and the only daughter, she was the miracle baby, the one who never got into trouble, who carried herself with poise, compassion, and strength beyond her years. Everything she did with love, and above all, she poured that love into raising her son and building a future for them both. Just the night before, Janiah had stayed up until 3 a.m, rehearsing tirelessly for a performance she had the very next day, one she was beyond excited for, one she wouldn't have missed for the world. The stage was her sanctuary, her spotlight, her joy. It was where she felt most alive, where her passion radiated for all to see. Dancing wasn't just something she did, it was who she was. Life seemed full of promise. Her dreams were within reach, her son was healthy, and her path forward was bright. But tragically, an unimaginable turn of events brought her journey to a heartbreaking halt. On March 27th, Montgomery County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of a possible shooting along Highway 80 East in the Quiet Wall community of Pike Road, Alabama. When they arrived on the scene, what initially appeared to be a routine call would soon unravel into something far more disturbing. Inside the vehicle, deputies discovered an adult male and an unresponsive adult female. At first glance, the situation seemed straightforward, but as investigators began to dig deeper, the case quickly spiraled into a complex and emotional roller coaster. The victim was identified as 21-year-old Janiah Grimes. First responders rendered aid at the scene before she was airlifted to Baptist South Hospital in Montgomery in critical condition. Despite their efforts, she tragically succumbed to her injuries. Inside the vehicle was her boyfriend and the father of her 9-month-old son, Rogers McLeod Jr., who initially claimed that she had shot herself. However, investigators quickly noticed inconsistencies in his account. While McLeod Jr. confirmed he was present in the vehicle at the time of the shooting, his version of events didn't align with the evidence. The story he told began to unravel under closer scrutiny, raising more questions than answers. Before diving further into this tragic story, it's important to understand who Rogers McLeod Jr. is. Originally from Chickasaw, Alabama, Rogers attended Chickasaw High School, where he was known for his love of sports. His athletic talents eventually earned him a spot on the football team at Alabama State University, where he played as an offensive lineman, a moment he proudly shared with friends and family. From the outside looking in, Rogers appeared to embrace fatherhood with joy. His social media showcased frequent posts of his 9-month-old son, affectionately nicknamed Fat Man, whom he shared with Janiah. He often highlighted sweet moments with the baby, portraying the image of a doting young father. It's believed that the two met while attending Alabama State University, as this appears to be the strongest connection between the two. However, the exact nature of their relationship at the time of Janiah's death remains uncertain. Rogers also seemed to have a close relationship with his mother, frequently sharing photos and tributes to her on his social media. So close, in fact, that when Janiah was shot, the first call he made was not to 911, but to his mother. That decision would soon raise even more questions as the investigation unfolded. As word of Janiah's death began to spread, shock quickly turned into outrage among her family and friends. Those closest to her were adamant she did not do this to herself. They knew Janiah. They knew her spirit, her love for life, and above all, her unwavering devotion to her 9-month-old son. The idea that she would take her own life and leave her child behind simply didn't make sense. To them, the story Rogers McLeod Jr. was telling was a fabrication, and they were determined to uncover the truth. Fueled by grief and disbelief, loved ones took to social media to share her story and bring awareness to what they believed was a cover-up. They wanted answers and justice. In a powerful Facebook post, her cousin spoke out, capturing the anguish and frustration felt by the family. Instead of celebrating her graduation, we are planning her funeral. Instead of watching her raise her son, we are fighting to get him back. Because not only was she murdered, but now her baby has been taken, and they won't return him to our family. She did not do this to herself. This was a murder. Authorities are ruling her death a suicide, but the facts just don't add up. Janiah was right-handed, yet she was shot on the left side of her head. She had no history of depression, no signs of self-harm, only goals, ambition, and a future she was determined to live out. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't a situation. This was a cold-blooded murder. And now, to make matters worse, they are trying to keep her baby from us. Her 9-month-old son, a Georgia resident, has been taken from our family. We have reached out to the boyfriend's mother, but she refuses to respond. This baby just lost his mother. He deserves to be with the people who love him, who will protect him, who will raise him to know the incredible woman she was. The family's fight for justice is not only about clearing Janiah's name, it's about protecting her legacy and ensuring her son is raised surrounded by love, truth, and the memory of the mother who gave him everything she had. Just 1 week after Janiah Grimes' story began gaining traction across social media, the truth finally came to light. The case that had gripped the hearts of so many was confirmed to be far more sinister than initially reported. According to Assistant Chief Wesley Richardson, the investigation revealed that she had been the victim of domestic violence, a young, innocent woman whose life was stolen at the hands of her boyfriend. In a statement, Assistant Chief Wesley Richardson stated the following: "In order to protect the integrity of this case, we have not publicly discussed the details of the investigation. However, please do not confuse our silence with inaction." The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency's State Bureau of Investigation, and the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office are now working in close collaboration to ensure that justice is served. News of Janiah's tragic and senseless murder sent shockwaves throughout the Alabama State University campus. Tributes flooded social media, with students, faculty, and friends mourning the vibrant spirit they had lost. Alabama State University shared a heartfelt message on Instagram. "We extend our deepest condolences to her family, friends, and all who were touched by her kindness and spirit. Our thoughts and prayers are with her loved ones during this incredibly difficult time." A GoFundMe page was created in her honor, describing her as a dedicated mother, a bright student at Alabama State University, set to graduate this year with dreams of becoming a lawyer. Instead of celebrating her accomplishments, her family is now left to plan her funeral and raise funds, not only to cover the cost of laying her to rest, but also to fight for the return of her 9-month-old son so he can be surrounded by the people who truly loved her. To her family, this isn't just about grief. It's about justice. Janiah was murdered. Her story will not be ignored. They are committed to fighting for answers, for accountability, and for the justice she so rightfully deserves. In her memory, Alabama State University held a balloon release, an emotional tribute to a young woman whose light, though tragically dimmed, continues to shine through the love and strength of those she left behind. There are still so many unanswered questions, haunting echoes that linger in the minds of everyone who loved Janiah. What really happened inside that vehicle? What could possibly drive someone to commit such a devastating act? Why would he rob his own son of his mother, of the one person who loved him most in the world? Was it jealousy? Was he intimidated by her rising popularity, by the way she moved through life with undeniable confidence and purpose? Was he battling insecurities of his own, ones that grew louder in the shadow of her light? Or was Janiah preparing to walk away, to leave the relationship behind, and he simply couldn't handle the idea of losing her? Perhaps the truth is that her light was just too bright for him, too powerful to be dimmed by control or manipulation. Tragically, only one person knows the full truth of what happened that day, and now Rogers McLeod Jr. must live with that truth for the rest of his life.
Family Janiah was riding in a car last week with a friend when a gun went off. Angela says the friend initially told Montgomery County deputies a 21-year-old killed herself. Now deputies tell the family they are working it as a death investigation. The family says they pray the truth will come out.
Do you think your daughter would kill herself?
No. She wouldn't even touch the gun. She was afraid of guns.
9 months ago, Janiah added the title of mom to her accomplishments when she gave birth to her son, Rogers McLeod III. But she went back to school determined to follow her dreams and keep dancing and one day become an FBI agent. Her family and friends say they won't stop until justice is served.
Full of life, full of energy, as you all just said earlier, super flexible, you know. She was a honeybee, which is a big girl dance line at ASU, but size does not matter. It did not stop her. She was splitting, pirouetting, doing all the things that any ballerina can do, and I think that's what allowed her to really stand out.
21-year-old Janiah Grimes will be laid to rest on April 12th at Antioch North Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. As her loved ones prepare to say their final goodbyes, justice is beginning to take shape. On Friday, April 4th, 20-year-old Rogers McLeod Jr. was arrested and is currently being held at the Montgomery County Detention Facility without bond. He now faces charges of capital murder in connection with her murder. While her family and community mourn the loss of a bright, promising young woman, they do so with the strength and resolve to ensure her life and her story will never be forgotten. This tragic murder was a senseless act of violence that has left an indelible mark on both their families. The far-reaching consequences of Rogers' actions have generated a ripple effect, with the impact continuing to spread. To anyone watching this message who may be struggling in an abusive relationship, whether personally or through someone they know, please do not hesitate to seek help. The disturbing prevalence of such cases, which often end in tragedy, only serves to highlight the importance of seeking support. It is essential to confide in the right people to obtain the necessary assistance before the situation escalates further. Rest in peace, Janiah Grimes.